Right then, Ali, Bacalhau, show us what you got.
Hey everybody. Yeah. Alrighty. I'll share my screen. We've got a working demo as well. But hello everyone. Good to be here again as well. I'm Ali. I've been working with the Bacalhau team, and I remember seeing you from early FEM days as well. So it's good to catch up with some old friends and see how much is getting built here. But Bacalhau, at the moment, what we're doing, and I've got way too many slides, but I'm just going to quickly flip through them. So let me introduce Bacalhau first. It's basically a network of open compute resources that can serve kind of any data processing workload. So that means you can run Docker containers or WASM images as tasks against data stored like on IPFS, for example. And it operates as a peer-to-peer kind of network of nodes. You can dig deeper into this by going to our docs and checking out all our examples and running through them if you want to dig deeper into the architecture and how exactly it works. But I'm on limited time frame, so I'm just going to skip through that. What we're trying to do here at Project Lilypad, though, at the moment is combine Bacalhau and FEVM because they really are better together. So you might have seen this kind of stack of what FEVM allows on top of the Filecoin network already. And I think you're all FEVM developers here, so you all really know that what it's allowing is compute over data on chain. So what Bacalhau can kind of offer is this computation over massive data sets off chain. And we're kind of hoping to bridge the gap here in, there not being an oracle, but also provide more standards than that for what you can do with this Project Lilypad. So this is just an example of some things. I'll skip over what they can do. I'll send out these slides as well to the whole group so you can all have a look at them in future and read through better than I am right now. But basically Project Lilypad is kind of this interface or this bridge between FEVM and the power of Bacalhau computation jobs. So this means you can call Bacalhau jobs in your smart contracts. And to do that, I'm going to actually show you a demo. So this is actually deployed on Hyperspace testnet at the moment. The architecture we've used is we've got a base contract, and then you can call it from an inherited contract. So you can create any sort of example with a generic Bacalhau interface. And we've got a couple of examples up on our GitHub already. So two of our current examples that we've got going at the moment are a Stable Diffusion job. So you can call a Stable Diffusion job from your smart contract, and it will return the image, that Stable Diffusion image, from a text prompt. Yeah, that's what Stable Diffusion is, sorry, in case you didn't know. There's heaps of documentation out there on that as well that you can find out more. And we've also got a drand caller. So this is kind of like operating like a verifiable random number caller on the chain as well. So I'm going to start by calling the Stable Diffusion job just because it takes a little longer to run an AI job. So I'm going to just call this Stable Diffusion job. I'll give you the GitHub repo if you want to have a look through how these all work properly, but given the time limits, I won't go through the whole thing. So I'm just going to call this Stable Diffusion job with a text prompt of Rainbow Unicorn, and it's going to go away, call my base contract. So I have to pay some gas fees to do that, but it's going to call my base contract, which is called Lilypad events. This ensures that Bacalhau can listen to all jobs coming in on the network and then run the jobs on the nodes in the Bacalhau network. Once it runs that job, it will either return to the initial caller contract whether there was an error or whether that job was fulfilled. So hopefully that job gets fulfilled. And while that's running, I will also use the drand caller and just run that one at the moment as well. So I'll just close up my Stable Diffusion one, open up drand, and you can get a random number between X and Y. I'm just going to run that. And at the moment, you can see that the random number is, sorry, I'll just go back here, is 281. So we'll be able to, someone remember that, we'll be able to prove that that's changed in a minute. Yeah, so basically anyone can use this. Anyone just has to import our Lilypad events contract number into their contract, which you can kind of see at the top of this contract here. Bridge equals Lilypad events with the contract number. This is an upgradable contract, so it should stay this contract number forever on the Hyperspace test network, but we will make sure to update you if that's not the case. So go to Bacalhau Project Lilypad GitHub, and you'll be able to see all our changes there. And we also do have an open kind of Notion document on use cases, value propositions, some of our goals. We'd also love to hear from you guys if this is something of interest to you. If you have a specific use case you have in mind for this, we'd love to do like way more examples. We think this could be pretty powerful for maybe a lot of FEM projects that are out there, though. Like it could potentially operate as actually have slides on this. So if it's not happening, I'll just go back one. So yeah, there's some potential use cases here. We can kind of see this with deal making, so Filecoin IPFS and storage examples. We could, like as a low-level example, use this as a IPFS interpreter, or you could store like pin to the IPFS chain directly from a smart contract. Things like that could happen with this Bacalhau bridge called Lilypad. It could operate as an Oracle service. Now, potentially this could offer price speeds. Because we haven't tried this, when we're on the kind of latency there, so it might depend on your project how up to date that information needs to be, if that is going to work or not, though I'd love someone to try it and tell us what is and isn't working for them. You can also make HTTP calls, so this could operate similarly to Chainlink's any API. And that's exactly what's happening on the drand call. It's making a HTTP call to get a drand, verifiable random number, and then return that information through a script. And actually, it looks like it's returned here. So I'll check the return number, and it's 801. So it changed. Yay. It's working. We were doing all sorts of like last minute fixes before we came on here. So we're not sure if it's going to work sometimes. So this Stable Diffusion caller also looks like it's returned now, and we can just check that by, calling the latest image here. Just because this is the demo, here's what I prepared earlier. This is kind of what gets returned. It's an IPFS CID of this image, which I'm just interpreting through a HTTP gateway at the moment. For some reason, Bacalhau jobs always return rainbow unicorns with 2 horns. So I'm just going to go with this. This is our spirit animal at this point. It's a duocorn. So yeah, I think that's probably about it for the demo. Like I said, you can try this out yourself. Any questions, hit us up in our Bacalhau channel, or, find me on Slack at Alice in Wonderland, I'm called on Slack as well. There's heaps of possibilities, probably more that you could share with me. We'd love to hear your ideas for what we could do with this bridge as well, and what examples or use cases you'd like to see us build out first. I'd really love to get an idea of like the roadmap that you'd be interested in. And yeah, I'm open to any questions as well. Okay, I think maybe we have a couple in the chat. Yeah, duocorn, that's right, Simon. By the way, I also did this in combination with Simon Worthington, who's here tonight as well. He's done a lot of work on the Bacalhau side of this. So thank you so much, Simon. So at the moment, it's free, Fatman. There's no monetization on the Bacalhau nodes. That will change likely in the future, but at the moment, we're running it for free. It's basically a public good at the moment, so go for your life. Yep, I'll send the link to this in the chat also. So here's a link to the GitHub and also to the Notion, which you can get to by going to bit.ly as well. It's bit.ly Lilypad -project, or Project Lilypad, one or the other. Yeah, something like that. Project Lilypad, here it is. Yep, and I'll also be in East Denver, so if anyone is around and wants to chat to me about this project, come and hit me up at the Hackerpace. I'll be there on the 28th. I'm not sure about the 1st yet. I might have some competing things happening, but I'd love to see some of your demos, so I'll try and make it. And I've also got another demo kind of related to this, which is AI art NFTs on FEVM. And that is with the Bacalhau project as well, so there's more you can see there. I think I've gone way over 5 minutes. Sorry, I will shut up now. Yeah, happy to answer any other questions as well. Thanks, everyone.